Why do we treat some people differently? We treat some people differently due to various conditions. It can be dependent on their skin color, race, nationality, physical appearance, style, wealth, or simply because they are trying to be themselves in special ways to differ themselves from others. Letters from Thailand is a book structured with letters Swangu wrote to his mother. The letters depicts the life of Swangu from the moment when he boarded on a ship heading to Thailand to get a job and to be a successful person. Because Swangu is smarter than other boys in the ship and left a good first impressions, Swangu gets treated differently by Long Chua, the captain of the ship, who later becomes the father of Swangu. Long Chua helps Swangu by looking for available jobs for him, searching for a place he can live, and eventually adopting Swangu as a son. From the moment Swangu forms a deep relationship with Long Chua, Swangu's bright life and road to the future opens widely. Quotation from the book. These days I'm beginning to feel like my old self again. Because of you. For one thing, don't look so startled. I enjoy talking with you, teaching you. You're a smart boy, and you make me laugh, generally in spite of yourself. Not many boys who make this journey are like you. Very few have both determination and ability, and only one of those is not enough. Those are things your excellent mother couldn't give you, but she didn't have to. Now, however, am I going to say what I want to say to you? He frowned and rubbed his chin nervously. You have no father and I have no son. I want you to become my adopted son, Swangu. I want to help you make a good life for yourself in Bangkok. Now, we can see first impression and level of knowledge are important and how this can affect the reason why we treat some people differently. Nguyen Thong, the boss of store Swangu used to work at, and father of Swangu's wife, Mei Yang, treat his daughters differently simply because they are girls. Nguyen Thong's always regret having only girls as his children. He wants a son who can continue his business and his family generation. Nguyen Thong has a stereotypes towards girls. Nguyen Thong thinks girls only belongs to the kitchen, so he doesn't allow the girls to do any works or learn anything. Quotation from the book. He sighed deeply. What am I to do with such girls? He looked at me as if I might have some idea. I have no son, you know. It is a terrible disappointment. I don't pretend otherwise. No one to carry on the business. No son to honor me when I die. Just two ill-mannered, demanding daughters with unsuitable ambitions. Father, you know, I would give anything to help in the store, she piped up, holding a little chin high. It's your idea to keep us in the kitchen all day long, and a bad idea it is. Yes, and you'd better get back there before I change my mind about these foolish lessons. Woman and rice belongs in the kitchen. Therefore, we know we treat some people differently by sex and stereotypes. Another sexism appearing in this novel is when Ang Boai had to take over the shop's management. The workers treated her differently than they treated her father and disrespected her because she was a girl. Since she was a girl, they thought she would fail in running business. In Thailand at this time, men thought they were superior than women. So, a kid is running the shop now, said Sang, grinning broadly at Ang Boai. She stiffened with embarrassment but continued to look straight into his eyes. From the book Othello by William Shakespeare. The main character, Othello, gets treated differently, mainly and mostly because of his race. Brabantio treats Othello less respectively than others, despite of his fame and loyalty, simply because he is the Moor, a person with a black skin. He accuses Othello for stealing his daughter by putting a spell on her because the only reason he thinks his daughter Desdemona fell in love with a black person would be due to the black magic. Quotation from the book. You evil thief, where have you hidden my daughter? You devil, you've put a spell on her. Anybody with eyes could tell you that a beautiful and happy young girl like her, who'd refuse to marry all of the handsome young men of the city, wouldn't run off with a black thing like you unless she'd been bewitched. You're something to fear, not to love. It's obvious to everyone that you've tricked her, drugged her, or kidnapped her. That's probably what happened, so I'm arresting you. Arrest this man as a practitioner of a black magic. Grab him. If he struggles, use force. The daughter of the Venetian senator Brabantio, Desdemona gets treated differently because of her physical appearance. Because of her beautiful look, she is stereotypically described as pure and meek, and treated nicely by all characters in the play. She's an exquisitely beautiful lady, and I bet she's good in bed too. Yes, she's young and tender, and such pretty eyes like an invitation. Yes, she's pretty, but she's modest and ladylike too. And when she speaks, doesn't her voice stir a passion? She's a perfect woman, it's true. In conclusion, we treat some people differently for many different reasons. Because of their nationalities, races, first impressions, physical appearance, etc. It depends on how we see them and how we accept them into our minds. Treating people differently can sometimes be a negative and a bad thing to do. For example, racism and sexism might affect opponents. But we cannot say treating people differently is a bad thing. To treat each people with value they deserve, we have to treat each people differently. This video is made by Do-hyun Lee, Sunny Lee, from grade 10 from Bali International School.